Hey everyone, John from Trizity Traveling. Today we're headed home from London. Today's flight is on a Virgin Atlantic 787. I should say a squeaky 787. Virgin Atlantic is a very big fan of purple. Lots and lots of purple. Starts in the boarding area and continues onto the aircraft. When you get through security, you walk through the duty-free shops. Didn't buy anything. Get to the central area of Terminal 3. Terminal 3 is massive, by the way, if you've never been to London. We are at the Dot. We went to the Club Aspire Lounge. This is a perk with our credit card. Breakfast was being served. And if you were interested, you could get alcohol for breakfast, I guess. Not my thing. Fruit and yogurt selections. They switched over to lunch while we were there. Just had a little view of the British Airways ramp.
I believe that's our airplane right there. V-Moon.
We flew on Leading Lady. This particular Dreamliner, I think, was about 9 months old when we took it. And apologies for this section here. My camera decided that it needed a lower resolution, so everything's kind of blurry. It reset after we were seated, so I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, there's the Virgin Atlantic premium seats. And in premium, maybe in coach, I don't know, you get some sparkling wine. And here's a plug for my Instagram. If you subscribe to my Instagram, I live feed most of my trips. Here's the seating area. Big fan of the premium section on Virgin Atlantic. Comes with power ports. And the Dreamliner has just massive windows, love them. And big thing for me is an air vent. I really appreciate having a little fresh air. Fresh, that might be saying a bit much, but some air. And I think every airplane geek has to play with windows. See the tint in comparison. And if you go the other way, they get normal. Anyway, it's fun to play with. Hollywood-style animated safety video. Did you hear the engine start there? Quite a bit different than a GE90. If you want to hear a GE90 start, check out my Los Angeles to Narita video from last year. Quite a bit different. GE90s are startling when they start. A Swiss Airbus A220, I believe, formerly known as a C Series. If you've been following aviation news, you know that the Trent 1000 engines on the Dreamliner have been having issues. Several Dreamliners were parked with no engines. But just like that, it's time to go. Big 787 wing flex. Love this part. Thankfully, the flight had very little turbulence, so there were really no squeaks until we landed in Los Angeles. Time to get some entertainment. Check out the in-flight entertainment on the Vera system. Snack after takeoff. So full disclosure, my wife and I were both suffering from colds we picked up somewhere along the way. Made the flight less enjoyable. I will be blunt about that. And I felt bad for everybody around us because we were kind of sneezing and blowing our nose. Generally being unpleasant to be around. Nothing you could really do about it, unfortunately. Take decongested and hope for the best. Spaghetti and meatballs for my wife's selection. Gluten-free selection was I think that's a braised chicken thigh and vegetables. Salad and a roll. All of it was excellent, by the way. Their gluten-free selections are still the best I've had. And the little airplane salt and pepper shakers. Of course, I took those. Metal utensils. I did not take those. Here's the premium cabin. And in my previous flights to Europe and back, I've never been able to actually see Greenland. This flight, the cloud cover receded, and you could actually get a good view of the mountains of Greenland. Just massive peaks, very rugged, very impressive to look at. Give some credit to the flight attendant. One of the flight attendants suggested I use the exit door window to take shots out of. Therefore, I wouldn't be blocked by the wing. Thank you very much for that, because these shots are beautiful. Check that one off my to-do list to actually see Greenland. 4 hours from London to the crossing of Greenland. The in-flight IFE moving map system is very impressive. This is one of my favorite versions. I think it's very similar to Singapore, if not the same. Multiple views. I really like the cockpit view, shows altitude and direction. I believe that's a Delta. Never did get confirmation on that. Slow roast tomato, it says. That was an excellent little sandwich. Mentioned previously, all the food I had on Virgin Atlantic, the gluten-free selections were just amazing. I'm going to try to fly them in the future if I can. And unfortunately, lots of cloud cover as we descended into the United States. That was roughly over Salt Lake City there. Some hot tea. After Salt Lake, over Las Vegas now. I think those are solar thermal power plants. And Las Vegas to Los Angeles is only about 40 minutes, so we're getting ready to land. We're approaching Ontario, California. I think that's kind of right below us here. There were some fires in the area again in October of this year. You can see we're lined up for LAX. You can see Hollywood and downtown Los Angeles. Impressive skyline. Downtown behind the wing now. Crossing Sepulveda, the In-N-Out Burger, right about now, behind the wing. There's the last bit of the squeaky Dreamliner. The only complaint I have about this flight is the squeakiness. Everything else was excellent, and really, at the end of the day, a couple squeaks is not a big deal. Service by Virgin Atlantic was excellent. They're one of my favorite airlines now, and the premium section of this Dreamliner is also one of my favorites. I highly recommend it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles. The time here is just coming up to 4:05 in the afternoon. While we taxi to the terminal, please keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt signs. All of us need to remain seated and keep the aisles and exits clear, so return any items stored for you as soon as we
Brief
arrive.
taxi to the gate allowed us to catch this cutout.
Cheerio, folks. Thank you. Take it easy, guys. Thank you. Hope you got some good pictures.
And yes, I did get some excellent pictures. I'm quite pleased with the pictures I did get. 10-hour, 30-minute travel time today. Here's the route up over Greenland, as I showed you, down through northern Canada. over Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, and into LA. I hope you enjoyed today's flight and will comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the reminder bell and you'll be notified of new uploads, which are planned every Tuesday and Friday. Happy travels!